The beacon of truth, how integrity illuminates the path of leadership. Can a nation be great without its leaders being good? This is the question I, George Washington, have grappled with throughout my life's work. As I stand before you now, not as the first president of the United States, but as a humble teacher, I invite you to join me in understanding the essence of integrity in leadership. Integrity, the cornerstone of character, is not inherited. It is cultivated through the choices we make every day, and it is upon this foundation that the edifice of leadership is built. In my youth, I learned that truth is the glue that binds the leader to the lead. Allow me to take you back to the winter at Valley Forge, where the perseverance in the face of freezing scarcity was not merely a call to duty, but a testament to the trust my men placed in me, a trust that was born of the integrity I strove to embody each day. Our first lesson begins with the understanding that integrity is the bedrock upon which the trust of your followers is laid. Without this trust, a leader stands on shaky ground. How, then, can you, as a leader, lay this groundwork with the solidity of absolute integrity? Picture a leader, not in the throes of victory, but in the quiet moments away from the public eye. Here, I have faced decisions shrouded in darkness, choices that could have altered the fabric of our fledgling nation. It was in these moments that my character was truly tested. I was offered a crown, the temptation of power in its most seductive form. Yet, to accept such a role would have been to betray the very principles of democracy for which we had fought. In rejecting it, I affirm that integrity does not waver with the promise of power. This is our second lesson. Integrity is the compass that guides you through both public scrutiny and private temptation. It requires a steadfast adherence to one's principles, regardless of the potential for personal gain. Ask yourself, can you hold fast to your convictions even when the reward for compromise is great? It is easy to speak of honesty, but to live, it is an art. As the leader of a new nation, every decision I made was a thread in the tapestry of our country's future. Whether it was the allocation of our meager resources or the setting of a national policy, I knew that each action had to be performed with the utmost integrity. For instance, the creation of the National Bank was not merely a financial decision, but a moral one, ensuring that our economy rested on transparent and ethical practices. For our third lesson, we see that integrity is not a grand gesture but a daily practice. It is woven into the very fabric of your actions, both large and small. Consider then, how do you ensure that your smallest actions reflect the integrity you wish to be known for? As I look back at the path I have walked, it is not the battles won or the accolades received that I count as my greatest achievements, but the knowledge that I have remained true to my principles. The decisions I made with integrity have transcended my time and have become a part of the legacy I leave behind. The Constitution of our land, a document enshrining the rights and freedoms of our people, stands as a testament to the enduring power of principled leadership. Our fourth and final lesson is the understanding that integrity is the legacy you leave. Long after you are gone, the decisions made with integrity will continue to echo through the ages. What then will be the legacy of the choices you make today? In our pursuit of truth, we have explored the foundation of trust, the maintenance of morality, the daily weave of honesty, and the enduring legacy of principles. As I step back, I leave you with a final thought. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. To get more profound lessons from the legend, how will you fortify your home with the unshakable pillars of integrity? The resolute leader, standing firm in the face of adversity. Adversity does not build character, it reveals it. This was never truer than during the harrowing times at Valley Forge, where the bitter cold clawed at the bones of my men. As their leader, my resolve was tested, but I stood firm, not because I was impervious to doubt or fear, but because my commitment to our cause and the trust of my soldiers demanded it. The integrity of a leader is measured by their steadfastness when faced with trials that would make lesser spirits falter. You must ask, when the gale forces of challenge bear down upon you, will you remain resolute or will you bend? The answer lies not in the might of your will, but in the strength of your character. A leader's vision must extend beyond the horizon of personal ambition to the broader landscape of the greater good. When I presided over the Constitutional Convention, my role was not to assert my own ideals, but to facilitate a dialogue that would give birth to a fair governance system. The integrity of a leader is displayed in their ability to prioritize the collective well-being over personal agendas. In this, consider how your vision aligns with the welfare of those you lead. Can you set aside self-interest for the betterment of the whole? Honesty is a currency that never depreciates. Throughout my tenure, whether it was in addressing the Continental Congress or issuing a public address, I ensured that my words held the weight of truth. The legacy of trust that I sought to build was predicated on the assurance that my words and actions were one and the same. Reflect on the legacy you wish to cultivate. Will your words be a currency that others can bank upon, or will they flounder in the inflation of falsehoods? Leadership, in its purest form, is an act of service. The title of president was not one I sought for glory, but as a means to serve the country I love. Each decision, each policy, each sacrifice was made with the betterment of our nation in mind. Integrity in leadership means to serve with a spirit that elevates the role from a position of authority to one of communal guardianship. How then will you embody the spirit of service? Will your leadership be a monument to self or a beacon of service to others? The pillar of consistency, the rhythm of reliable leadership. Consistency is the rhythm to which the heart of leadership beats. As the seasons ebbed and flowed, so did the challenges of our young nation. Yet it was the consistency of my decisions, rooted in a steadfast adherence to our foundational values, that provided a predictable and reliable governance. This consistency is a tangible expression of integrity, offering reassurance in uncertain times. Consider your own patterns of behavior. Do they offer a steady beat for others to march to, or are they erratic, causing confusion and uncertainty? A leader is often the sentinel at the gates of justice, ensuring that equity and fairness preside over the land they watch over. When I presided over the fledgling United States, I was acutely aware that the actions taken would set precedents for generations to come. In each decision, from the appointment of justices to the treatment of our British prisoners, I endeavored to act with impartiality and fairness. Reflect on the decisions you face. Do they promote justice and fairness, or are they clouded by bias and self-interest? True leadership is grounded in humility. The recognition of one's own fallibility is a touchstone of integrity. Despite the reverence I received as Commander-in-Chief, I never forgot that I was fallible and that the republic we were building was greater than any one individual. This humility allowed me to listen, to change, and to grow. Ask yourself, do you possess the humility to recognize your limitations and the courage to grow beyond them? A leader's decisions are often made within the crucible of competing interests and complex dilemmas. Each choice I made, whether in battle strategy or domestic policy, was forged with a clear conscience and an unwavering commitment to our nation's principles. The integrity of a leader is proven in the furnace of decision-making. In the crucible of your own leadership, Do your decisions emerge with the clear stamp of integrity? Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend. The harmony of principles and pragmatism, balancing ideals with reality. A leader must navigate the delicate balance between unwavering principles and the pragmatic demands of governance. During my presidency, the fledgling United States faced numerous challenges that required not only a steadfast adherence to our ideals, but also a practical approach to implementation. The Jay Treaty, for example, was met with criticism, yet it was a necessary compromise to maintain peace with Great Britain. Integrity in leadership, therefore, involves harmonizing ideals with the practicalities of the situation without compromising core values. Reflect upon your own decision-making processes. How do you balance your principles with pragmatism to achieve outcomes that are both idealistic and effective? Leadership often resembles the role of a conductor, orchestrating unity amidst a diversity of opinions and talents. My presidency was marked by the presence of brilliant minds with strongly divergent views, such as those of Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson. Yet, it was imperative to foster an environment where these differing perspectives could coalesce into a symphony of governance. Integrity means not only holding firm to one's own values, but also integrating the collective wisdom for the greater good. Consider your own role as a leader. How do you bring together diverse perspectives to create a unified vision? The true measure of leadership is not found in the successes of the present, but in the sustainability of the future. As a leader, I aim to lay down policies and institutions like the Bank of the United States that would endure beyond my tenure and secure prosperity for future generations. Integrity involves a forward-thinking mindset that plants the seeds for long-term success and stability. In your leadership, do you consider the lasting impact of your decisions? How do you ensure that the success you build today will stand the test of time? To lead with integrity is to embrace accountability for both the triumphs and tribulations that come under one's command. When faced with setbacks, I did not shirk from responsibility, but rather took it upon my shoulders, demonstrating that leadership is as much about owning failures as it is about celebrating victories. This level of accountability garners respect and trust from those you lead. Ask yourself, how do you handle accountability? Do you accept responsibility with grace, thereby reinforcing the trust placed in you? We have now explored the intricate dance of principles and pragmatism, the art of collaboration, the foresight required for sustainability, and the noble acceptance of accountability. These are the threads that, when woven together, form the resilient tapestry of integrity-filled leadership. As we conclude this journey, remember that the mantle of leadership is heavy with responsibility, and it is integrity that lightens that burden. The path of leadership is fraught with challenges, but it is the leader with a compass of integrity who will navigate through storms and lead their people to the shores of prosperity and peace. Let these lessons not just be words that pass in the wind, but beacons that guide you in your leadership voyage. When ready, step forward with the confidence that your integrity will light the way for others to follow. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend.